The Young and the Restless spoilers update for Monday, July 7th reveals that Cain Ashby will hint about a test for Phyllis Summers. Adam Newman will also go home while Audra Charles gets bolder in her pursuit of Kyle Abbott. In Nice, Victor Newman will shut down Nikki Newman's attempt to descend the mountain with Adam and will insist on sticking around to plot Cain's downfall. However, Adam will be instructed to return home and hold down the fort. It'll be a good idea for Adam to monitor the situation and figure out more about Cain's agenda in Genoa City. Next on Monday's Y&R episode, Cain will push Phyllis for a show of good faith. After Cain hints about proof of Phyllis's commitment, she'll be willing to do whatever he asks. Once Cain spots Damian Cain picking a flower for Lily Winters, he'll put the rest of his conversation with Phyllis on hold. Cain will saunter over to Lily and point out that it's a beautiful day, but she'll act like he's ruined it with his presence. Back with Phyllis, she'll end up getting into a heated confrontation with Lily. After Lily suggests Phyllis doesn't belong there, she'll imply Phyllis is a bad mom for bailing on grieving Daniel Romalotti Jr. to party. Phyllis will hold her own in this fight, but she'll eventually get rattled over Lily's mention of them being lab rats in a maze. Once Phyllis walks away, she'll head back to the train and realize Adam climbed up the mountain. Phyllis will be curious about the details of this Newman family meeting, but they'll make it clear that she's not part of it. Nick Newman will take Phyllis back to the maze, where he'll make some admissions about Cain's huge plans in Genoa City. After Nick mentions some of Cain's major purchases and reveals that he went back to GC while they were all stranded, Phyllis will feign surprise. Phyllis will make a comment about Cain being Houdini and will downplay his agenda, but Nick will think it's a mistake to trust him. Once Nick tugs at Phyllis's arm to get her attention, he'll insist she has to pick a side. Nick will urge Phyllis to either take the risk of supporting Cain or help with the fight against him instead. As for Adam, he'll head back to Genoa City like Victor wants, so this will just be a quick trip to Nice. Back on the train, Audra will change out of her robe while Kyle has a front row seat. After Audra prances around in her underwear during their meeting, they'll take their brainstorming session to the dining area next. Despite the business feud that Audra's pushing with Kyle, Lily and Damian will suspect there's more going on. Damian will voice concerns to Lily about Audra's relationship with Nate Hastings, so Lily will be impressed over his devotion to his half-brother. Now that Lily has gotten to know Damian, she'll wonder how she ever doubted she could trust him. There'll be some hand-holding, just in time for Cain to catch a glimpse of Damian and Lily growing closer. Finally, Kyle will take Audra back to her train car, where they will engage in some banter in the corridor and seem like they're inching closer to crossing the line. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Kyle may ultimately regret agreeing to come on this trip at all, so stay tuned for updates on all the scandalous news to come. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Sharon Newman may make a backstabber move and enrage Phyllis Summers in the process. Will Sharon expose Phyllis' dirty power play to Nick Newman and blow up their truce? Y&R fans know Phyllis and Sharon reached an understanding after all the trauma they endured at Martin Laurent's hands. Nearly losing their lives in captivity put things into perspective and helped these enemies find a path forward. It might be pushing it to call this a true friendship, but Sharon and Phyllis have definitely formed some sort of bond. It may seem a bit phony at times, but Phyllis and Sharon have learned to respect each other in ways they never did before. Of course, the truce can't last forever. There'll inevitably be something that blows up all the progress Sharon and Phyllis have made, so Phyllis's willingness to hurt Nick might be the catalyst for that. In the July 4th episode, Phyllis basically pledged her allegiance to Cain Ashby and admitted she was even willing to betray Nick for him. Cain has big takeover plans involving many of the key businesses in Genoa City, so Phyllis could play a major role in what's ahead. Phyllis may pass any tests Cain throws at her and move ahead with a backstabber plot involving Nick, Chancellor, and even Newman Enterprises. However, Sharon could easily discover what Phyllis is up to and make her own backstabber move first. Sharon might betray her newfound bond with Phyllis and expose her as a selfish rat. We have no doubt that Sharon would love the chance to come between the exes since she still seems jealous of Nick and Phyllis's connection. Of course, Sharon's decision to blow things up could backfire. If Sharon ruins Phyllis's plans with Cain and destroys her friendship with Nick, you can bet Phyllis will seek revenge. Whatever the case, The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Sharon may get updates on some shocking Phyllis news sooner or later, so stay tuned to see what she'll do. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Carter may stab Cain Ashby to set up Damian Cain. Could this be his boss' extreme plan to manipulate Lily Winters? The show clearly wants to portray Cain as this go big or go home kind of guy. We're talking about someone who became a billionaire and built a massive empire while living a double life. Of course, Cain also plans to take over all the key businesses back in Genoa City, which is a goal he admitted some might call crazy. When it comes to Cain, he seems to have the mindset that nothing is too wild or impossible. Cain summoned Chance Chancellor to play detective and admitted he believes someone will try to kill him. That's raised questions among some of the guests who are wondering why Cain would throw a big party if his life was in danger. Furthermore, why wouldn't Cain alert the authorities in Nice or have more private security everywhere? All this just seems weird, so there's been speculation about Cain lying. Meanwhile, let's mull over Carter for a moment, since he's Cain's strange, robotic assistant who'll do anything that's asked of him. Carter's going to play a bigger role in the drama soon, according to the latest spoilers. Y&R recently put out a promo that shows a gloved hand holding a knife. What if Carter is the one who's armed and ready to strike? Considering the type of guy Cain is now, we could totally buy the idea of him ordering his own stabbing. Carter seems like a very knowledgeable man who perhaps knows exactly where to stab Cain so that he'll survive. Cain has been growing increasingly jealous of Lily's budding relationship with Damian and already warned her that he couldn't be trusted. Plus, it was bizarre for that knife collection to be on the train. It seemed like maybe Cain arranged that so Damian would pick up what would ultimately become the attempted murder weapon. Cain has a lot of plans in motion right now, so this could be one of them. Perhaps Cain will get Carter to stab him so he can set Damian up for the crime and end his romance with Lily. If Lily is the person to find Cain bleeding somewhere, that could be part of his plan too. Cain might hope to get Lily's sympathy and use this whole situation as a manipulation tactic for a reunion. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Cain has more tricks up his sleeve, so stick with us for updates on sneaky news ahead. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the next 2 weeks, July 7th to July 18th, reveal that Damian Cain will deal with some crime drama while Billy Abbott faces consequences. Kyle Abbott and Audra Charles may also get stuck in a scandal, so let's discuss what's coming up on the CBS soap. During the week of July 7-11, Cain Ashby will contemplate a test for Phyllis Summers, one to prove that she's truly a team player. Audra will also show off her body as she changes clothes in front of Kyle and inches him further into tempting territory. As for Adam Newman, he'll strategize with his family before Victor Newman sends him home to keep investigating Cain. It'll be important for Adam to handle things in Genoa City while Victor goes up against Cain in Nice. While Mariah Copeland and Tessa Porter discuss the possibility of divorcing, Danny Romalotti will plan the most romantic proposal he can think of for Christine Blair. After Danny and Christine take a walk down memory lane, he'll get down on one knee with a ring box and ask her to marry him. As for Victoria Newman, she'll need some support following Cole Howard's demise. Nate Hastings may console Victoria at some point, but we also know Chelsea will end up hugging Victoria and offering some comfort of her own. Back in France, Jack Abbott will face off with Billy and hand down a harsh ultimatum. If Billy doesn't drop his Chancellor obsession and focus on Abbott communications again, Jack may warn that there'll be consequences. Since Jack was a big investor in Billy's media company, he won't be pleased over his brother losing sight of his goals. Since Nick Newman will fret over Phyllis getting tangled up in Cain's web, he'll join forces with Sharon Newman to help her. However, Phyllis could end up betraying Nick, like she promised she was willing to do. Cain's test may involve proving that willingness to go against Nick, so we'll see what dirty move Phyllis might make. As for Lily Winters, she'll share a passionate kiss with Damian and try to put Cain behind her. Of course, that won't be as easy as Lily might have hoped. It looks like Cain will still invade Lily's dreams once she's trying to sleep in her personal train car. While Kyle and Audra enter potentially scandalous territory, Claire will seek Holden Novak's support and could potentially lock lips with him. On another note, things are about to take a dangerous turn since someone will have a knife on Cain's estate. Is someone really after Cain, or could this all be a drastic scheme he's running with Carter's help? Whatever the case, a stabbing will go down and set the stage for a shocking discovery as the week of July 14th-18th kicks off. If Cain gets injured, Lily might be the one to stumble across him and stop the bleeding until help can arrive. It's also possible Y&R will go for a different shocker, like if Chance Chancellor gets killed off due to his investigation. Regardless, a whodunit will heat up and bring a suspect list. Damien will rise to the top since he handled that knife on the train, so he could get arrested if his prints are on the weapon used in the crime. As for Adam and Chelsea, they'll do some scheming and try to thwart the bold moves Cain's setting in motion back in Genoa City. Back with Kyle and Audra, they may have some regrets if they land back in bed together. Kyle won't want to hurt Claire, especially if he gets cell service at last and learns Cole passed away. Audra will also land in a tight spot since blowing up Kyle's relationship for Vibrante's sake could mean blowing up her own romance with Nate. In the ever-shifting world of the young and the restless, a familiar face has reemerged. But Amanda Sinclair is not the same woman who once graced the courtrooms of Genoa City with quiet confidence and razor-sharp intellect. After a long, silent absence, Amanda has resurfaced not just with a new address in Nice, France, but with a presence that threatens to unravel long-buried secrets and shatter the fragile peace surrounding those she left behind. Amanda's return appears, on the surface, to be professional. She is representing Cain Ashby in sensitive legal matters. But beneath the polished exterior lies a complex web of unspoken connections, old wounds, and unresolved emotions. The bond between Amanda and Cain seems rooted not only in mutual ambition and trauma, but perhaps something more personal and potentially life-altering. Whispers suggest Amanda's relationship with Cain goes beyond legal counsel. Some speculate that she may be hiding a child, her child, possibly the result of a past relationship with either Cain or Devin Hamilton, the man whose betrayal drove her from Genoa City in the first place. Amanda's departure from Genoa City was anything but a quiet fade into the background. After discovering Devin's betrayal with Abby, an affair that struck both emotionally and symbolically, Amanda left with her dignity, but also with a silence that spoke volumes. Her absence, marked by a complete withdrawal from her old life, raised many questions. Did she leave alone? Did she have something to hide? And why return now, years later, aligned with Cain Ashby, a man currently waging his own battle against Victor Newman and the Chancellor legacy? Amanda's icy demeanor, whenever Devin's name is mentioned, suggests a pain that still lingers. But her story no longer revolves solely around Devin's betrayal. She now moves with purpose, and possibly with something or someone to protect. Speculation has intensified that Amanda may have had a child in secret. The timeline of her departure, the sudden severance of ties, and her deepening involvement with Cain all hint at a life reshaped by motherhood. If true, the question becomes even more pointed. Who is the father? Devin, Cain, or someone else entirely? If Devin is the father, the stakes are enormous. He and Abby, now married and raising a child together, are living what appears to be a harmonious life. But should Amanda's secret child be revealed, that harmony could unravel in an instant, especially if the child is proof of a past Devin believed he had left behind. And if Cain is the father, Amanda's involvement in his battles could take on new urgency, that of a mother protecting her family. Amanda's behavior in Nice has only added fuel to the rumors. Her legal actions against Devin are unusually sharp, bordering on personal vendettas rather than professional disputes. Devin seems rattled by her presence, while Abby shows signs of quiet discomfort, as if bracing for a storm that hasn't fully arrived. Yet Amanda remains composed, her appearances carefully orchestrated, her silence calculated. She's a woman clearly in control, for now. But Genoa City has a way of exposing secrets, and Amanda's could be the kind that ripples across families and fractures long-standing alliances. Victor Newman, always alert to potential scandal, could see Amanda's vulnerability as a crack to exploit. And Lily Winters, emotionally tied to both Devon and Cain, may be blindsided if Amanda's child is real and connected to either man. Amanda's silence may not be a retreat, but a strategy. If she truly had a child with Devon and chose to keep it hidden, it may have been an act of self-preservation, not vengeance. In her mind, it could be a way of taking back control after the devastating betrayal that shattered her dreams of love and family. Cain, with his own history of fractured loyalties and survival instincts, may already know the truth. His deep loyalty to Amanda borders on reverence, suggesting a shared secret that binds them more tightly than any legal contract. As the politics and power games unfold in both Genoa City and Nice, Amanda walks among her former circle like a ghost of consequences yet to come. Her presence isn't just a return. It's a warning. A reckoning is approaching, and when Amanda speaks, her truth may turn lives upside down. Amanda Sinclair has always been known for her poise, her precision, and her control. But beneath the tailored suits and courtroom confidence lies a woman who has been deeply wounded and possibly transformed by motherhood. If her silence hides a child, and if that child carries Devon's legacy, then the foundations of multiple families are at risk. In a world where secrets can be power or poison, Amanda's return is not just a plot twist. It's a fuse waiting to ignite. As The Young and the Restless heads into the week of July 7th through July 11th, viewers are in for a whirlwind of emotional confrontations, secret alliances, and surprising romantic developments. From unexpected pairings to growing rivalries, the drama in Genoa City and across the globe shows no signs of slowing. On Monday, tensions rise when Audra gets a little too comfortable with Kyle. Dressed in revealing lingerie, she tries to spark creativity for their perfume campaign, but Kyle is clearly uneasy. Despite his hesitation, he eventually agrees to continue their viral marketing strategy. Later, Lily and Damon catch the duo in a suspiciously flirty moment, prompting concerns about Audra's intentions. Lily and Phyllis also come to blows, sparring over Damien and accusing each other of manipulation. Amanda and Damon are forced to step in to de-escalate the situation, but the damage may already be done. Overseas, Nikki is desperate to leave France, but Adam warns her of the dangerous trek down the mountain. Nick steps up and offers to go get help, while Victor refuses to back down from his goal, defeating Cain on his home turf. Back in Genoa City, Adam delivers troubling news about Cain's secret dealings. Nick accidentally spills everything to Phyllis, warning her to stay away from Cain. But Phyllis remains defiant, claiming she knows exactly what she's doing. Cain, meanwhile, is left fuming as he watches Lily grow closer to Damon. The chemistry between Lily and Damon is undeniable, with Lily even confessing how much she values his caring nature, especially toward his mother. A passionate kiss follows, unaware that Cain is lurking nearby. On Tuesday, Victoria seeks comfort following the tragic death of Cole Howard, who succumbed to an antibiotic-resistant form of Legionnaire's disease. The show hints that someone significant from her past may return to offer support, possibly Cain or even J.T. Hellstrom. By midweek, Jack gives Billy a stern warning: stay focused on Abbotcom and avoid getting caught up in the battle against Chancellor and Victor. But will Billy listen? Meanwhile, Nick and Sharon team up to help Phyllis. Still, some fans are questioning whether this is a genuine reconciliation effort or a ploy by Phyllis to prove her loyalty to Cain. Danny pops the question to Christine in a grand gesture at Society. While the answer seems like a yes, fans wonder whether this romance will play out on-screen or off. Lily, emboldened by her feelings, declares to Damon that she's ready for something new. Their relationship seems to deepen, right under Cain's watchful and clearly jealous gaze. At the same time, Victoria must confront a heartbreaking decision in the wake of Cole's death. To end the week, Friday brings emotional weight. Claire is mourning the loss of her father, Cole, and notices Kyle is nowhere to be found, too distracted by Audra's lingering temptations. As Kyle and Audra edge closer to an affair, it's clear trouble is brewing. Back in Genoa City, Adam and Chelsea are back in scheming mode, already planning their next move. And in one final twist, Cain somehow finds himself in Lily's bedroom. Whether it's real or a dream remains to be seen. This week's Young and the Restless episodes are packed with tension, emotional shifts, and high-stakes decisions. As old flames flicker and new relationships ignite, viewers are left wondering who will stay loyal, who will betray, and which romances are destined to burn. With Cain lurking, Victoria grieving, and Phyllis caught in the middle, the week ahead promises compelling drama that fans won't want to miss. Victoria's next chapter could be a wild ride. Victoria just can't catch a break, can she? After years of heartbreak, betrayal, and corporate power struggles, her shot at a fairy tale ending with Cole has been ripped away in the most brutal way possible. His return to the Young and the Restless felt like destiny knocking, a chance for Victoria to step off the hamster wheel of dysfunction and into a love story that could finally stick. But instead, Cole's sudden death leaves her standing at yet another emotional cliffhanger. So now we're left to wonder, where in the world does Victoria go from here? First, let's address the elephant in the room. Victoria was all in on Cole. They flirted, kissed, shared tender moments, and even entertained the idea of a fresh start. His presence softened her edges and reminded viewers of the softer, more vulnerable woman hidden beneath the Newman armor. Now, with Cole gone, will Victoria spiral back into old patterns, or will she rise from these ashes stronger than ever? If there's one thing we know about Victoria, it's that she doesn't stay down for long. But her rebound track record is, let's say, questionable at best. Will she throw herself into Newman Enterprises with even more cutthroat ambition, alienating everyone around her in the process? Or could this loss send her into the arms of someone unexpected, like Billy again? Or hey, Cain's back. Why not try her hand at romance with him again? And let's not discount the possibility of Victoria unleashing her inner schemer. What if Cole's death opens a Pandora's box of secrets? Did he leave behind a bombshell in his will? Could there be unfinished business tied to his brief time back in town? Or maybe someone will swoop in to comfort her and stir up even more drama. Whatever comes next, one thing's for certain. Genoa City's Queen of Ice won't stay frozen in grief for long. Her next move could be her most explosive yet, and we're here for all the messy, twisty fallout. The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for the week of July 7th, 2020. Fans can expect Chelsea Lawson to plot with Adam Newman. Tessa Porter wants a divorce. Plus, Danny Romalotti proposes marriage. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's begin with Teria. The couple was happy with a baby not too long ago. However, Ian Ward's return and manipulations have left a lasting mark on the couple. Mariah went out of town and betrayed her wife, but won't say how. She did mention it wasn't safe to tell Tessa the truth. Now, Tessa is beyond fed up and just wants to know what Mariah did that was so unforgivable. In a preview clip for the week of July 7th, Tessa firmly states that they should get a divorce. While one couple is parting ways, another one is sealing their commitment. Danny tells Daniel Romalotti Jr. that he plans on popping the question that very night. Danny is so nervous but excited, and it's really adorable. Then, the clip shows Danny offering a toast, where he talks about the future. Christine Blair gives him a big smile, so we assume that she says yes. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Adam and Chelsea will put their heads together. The whole situation with Cain Ashby will really rattle them. Adam will also be desperate to prove himself to his whole family. Fans can also expect Audra Charles to get mixed signals from Kyle Abbott. By the end of the week, they both fight temptation, though. It's very possible that Kyle and Audra could end up in bed together. That might not be the only betrayal, though. Back in Genoa City, Claire Grace Newman turns to Holden Novak for comfort. So, will that lead to a secret sin? Meanwhile, Victoria Newman gets consoled by someone from the past. Chances are that person is her former flame. Nate Hastings, Victor Newman finds a way to strike back. Jack Abbott gives Billy Abbott. Nick Newman and Sharon Newman unite to support Phyllis Summers. The Young and the Restless spoilers tease that Cain Ashby wants Holden Novak to score some intel on Mariah Copeland. For blackmail purposes, no doubt. Let's hope Holden is more successful with Mariah than he was with Chelsea Lawson, who saw right through his con. In the July 1st episode, fans saw Cain tell Holden to gain info on 4 people: Mariah, Chelsea Lawson, Adam Newman, and Claire Newman. What does he want with these people? Cain informed Holden that that info is above his pay grade. Holden just needs to act cordial and pretend to want to make friends since he's a noob in GC. Lucky for Holden, Claire is already his drinking buddy. Fans are puzzled as to why Mariah is on the list. At the moment, she is caught up in a web of drama, based on doing something unconscionable one drunk night. During the week of June 30th, July 4th, Mariah is an emotional wreck and freaks out. Will Holden magically appear to help her? She needs someone to confide in, and sometimes a stranger is the best option. We predict that Mariah may end up telling Holden about the stranger she met on her business trip, and whatever went down between them. Sharon Newman and Tessa Porter are desperate to help Mariah, but she has shut them down hard. Will Holden pry the truth out of her? Definitely maybe. Here's what we know so far. Mariah went back to a hotel room with the mystery man. Did she hallucinate that he was Ian Ward and kill him? Something bad happened, bad enough for Mariah to move out on Tessa. Our money is on Holden getting to the bottom of the situation and then turning on Mariah. The question is, how does this align with Cain's business goals in GC? Maybe by blackmailing her, he can manipulate Nick Newman to influence Victor Newman about Chancellor. Tell us, Y&R fans, does Cain plan to get Cassidy First technology by blackmailing Mariah? And what do you think she is hiding? It's going to be a dramatic week on Y&R, and we can't wait. In the upcoming week of The Young and the Restless, several emotional storylines will unfold, and these are the storylines Soap Hub is most looking forward to playing out in Genoa City and the south of France. As Victoria grapples with the heartbreak of Cole's passing, she finds solace in an unexpected source. Someone from her past offers comfort during this dark time, but who could it be? Is it a past lover or a close friend who has been there for her through thick and thin, like Nate? In the aftermath of Cole's death, Victoria is forced to make a decision that could shape her future. Struggling with the emotional weight of the loss and its impact on her family, Victoria is caught between her loyalty to Cole's memory and what's best for herself. Her choice will not only affect her personal life, but also her relationship with those around her. Expect a moment of vulnerability as she faces an incredibly difficult crossroads. Grief-stricken and lost without her father, Claire leans on Holden for emotional support. Holden, who has been a steady presence for Claire with Kyle out of the country and unreachable, offers a comforting shoulder to cry on. This bond between them grows stronger as Claire navigates life without Cole. But will this connection spark something deeper between them? Don't miss the evolving dynamic between Claire and Holden as they try to make sense of the loss. As Kyle continues to navigate his relationship with Claire, he finds himself increasingly tempted by Audra. Despite the chemistry between them, Kyle is determined to stay loyal to Claire. But with their bond intensifying, the line between professional and personal begins to blur. How long can Kyle fight his attraction to Audra? Will he be able to stay faithful to Claire, or will his desire for Audra lead to betrayal? Spoilers for the upcoming week's episodes of The Young and the Restless from July 7th, 2025 to July 11th, 2025 reveal that things will take a dramatic turn for the residents of Genoa City. Spoilers indicate that Victor Newman will have the upper hand on Cain Ashby and team up with Adam Newman, his son, to strategize against him sneakily. Claire Newman will be shown feeling extremely lonely, and Cole Howard will be a goner. In addition to these developments, Daniel Romalotti Jr. will have a conversation with Danny Romalotti and make a decision about asking Christine Blair to marry Danny. In the upcoming week's episodes of The Young and the Restless from July 7th to July 11th, 2025, spoilers reveal that Victor Newman's son, Adam Newman, will travel to Nice, France from Genoa City and meet Victor and the rest of the Newman family members and give them updates. Adam will provide updates on Arabesque's latest purchases and tell them about Chelsea Lawson's meeting with Cain Ashby Victor will find out that Cain has already ousted himself as Dumas at the party. Spoilers reveal that Victor Newman will have the upper hand over Cain Ashby, even though Cain will be unaware of it. Victor will be shown to have some secret advantages over Cain, and he will team up with his son, Adam, and the two of them will sneakily strategize. Victor will also provide some reassurance to Nikki Newman, his partner, about protecting the Chancellors and their entire family. Spoilers also reveal that once Cain returns to Genoa City, Phyllis Summers will put him through an intense grilling session. Phyllis recently overheard Amanda Sinclair and Carter discussing Cain's brief trip, and will try her best to find out more details in the upcoming episodes. Spoilers for the upcoming episodes of The Young and the Restless suggest that Claire Newman will be shown feeling extremely lonely and lost in France after she realizes that Cole Howard has been missing in action for a while. Claire will also be shown not hearing back from Kyle Abbott and feel worse. Kyle, in reality, will not have cell service, but Claire will assume that he does not want to talk to her. In the upcoming episodes of The Young and the Restless, Daniel Romalotti Jr. will have a conversation with Danny Romalotti about planning a surprise for Christine Blair. Danny will insist that it is the right time for him to ask Chrissy Tinney to marry him. Spoilers reveal that Danny will plan a surprise night for Christine at Society and pop the question during the week of July 7-11 on The Young and the Restless. There will be seduction, heartbreak, and surprises in every corner. Audra Charles has her sights set on Kyle Abbott, and she plans on manipulating him. At the same time, halfway around the globe in France, Cain Ashby finds himself in the right place at the wrong time. He sees something that could shatter his dream of getting back together with Lily Winters on The Young and the Restless. Back in Genoa City, Christine Blair will have a night she won't forget, thanks to Danny Romalotti. Up the street, Tessa Porter and Mariah Copeland are at a crossroads in their disintegrating marriage, still breaking apart due to a hurtful secret. Audra Charles will be taking her next step to control Kyle Abbott. To exploit Claire and Kyle's increasingly distant relationship, Audra will plan to set up an intimate situation inside the train car where they are staying. While her main objective will not be to seduce him, her actions are a calculated move to create uncertainty in Kyle's allegiance. Diane Jenkins, already suspicious that Audra's intentions are not innocent, will continue to monitor the situation. Victor Newman's plan to use Audra to further separate Kyle and Claire will also officially be in progress. However, the growing feelings Audra is developing for Kyle will undoubtedly render her mission more difficult as it progresses. In the south of France, Damien Cain and Lily Winters' relationship progresses when Lily admits she is ready for something different in her life. Their kiss will come to fruition at just the right moment, and Cain Ashby will arrive in time to witness it. Cain will be caught off guard by being confronted with the sight of Lily with Damien, after he has been trying to win her back all over again since his return to Genoa City. Danny Romalotti is ready to take the plunge with Christine Blair. Daniel Romalotti Jr. will be in the loop when Danny lets him know he will ask Christine to marry him. He will make arrangements for a romantic evening at Society with a toast to their past and their future together. After Danny and Christine settle in for dinner and some quality time, he will ask her the big question, to which Christine may respond with a yes. Mariah and Tessa's relationship will only go downhill due to Mariah's untold secret. Tessa will confront Mariah directly in the park, angry and upset that she has been kept in the dark. At that moment, Tessa will tell Mariah that they should make their separation permanent. Mariah will support Tessa's pain, but she won't be able to acknowledge what completely happened that evening, as she doesn't remember. This past week, on the daytime soap opera, The Young and the Restless was filled with drama. As Kyle grows close to Audra, Diane warns him to stay aware. Furthermore, Lily also confronts Amanda for knowing the real identity of Aristotle Dumas but concealing it. Later, as Cain Ashby, or Aristotle Dumas, returns to Genoa, he reconnects with acquaintances. The Young and the Restless is a long-running American daytime soap opera that premiered on March 26, 1973 on the CBS network. Created by William J. Bell and Lee Philip Bell, the show is set in the fictional town of Genoa City. It revolves around the theme of loves, rivalries, and power struggles of influential families, including the Newmans, the Abbotts, the Winters, and the Chancellors. Recently, on The Young and the Restless, it was revealed that Cain Ashby is the person behind the name Aristotle Dumas. However, when Lily confronted Amanda, she discovered that Amanda had already known but had chosen to keep it a secret. Amanda replied that Cain wanted to be disguised under that name. Further, she receives a message from Cain, in which he mentions that he has left for Genoa. Later, when Cain reaches Genoa, he sits in a meeting with Holden at Crimson Lights. He revealed that he was done with keeping himself a secret. He added that he has already met with Adam Newman, Chelsea Lawson, Mariah, and a few more. During their conversation, Holden shared Lily's growing bond with Damien Cain. Further, he runs into Chelsea, and the two discuss his unexpected return. During their conversation, he avoided major interactions. However, he mentioned that he knew Aristotle Dumas, and soon after, he left for the airport. Later, on the daytime soap opera, as the week comes to a close, Cain reveals his detailed plan to Phyllis. He shared his aim to gain power in Genoa by taking over Abbott Communication, Newman Enterprise, and all major companies in the area. Elsewhere on The Young and the Restless, Sally and Billy get into a conflict. Sally got irritated as she does not believe he is serious about Abbott Communication. He assumed his determination, but Sally was still not convinced, and she demanded a written document to the same effect. Furthermore, she strikes a deal with him and prepares the necessary paperwork for the transaction on the train. This gave Sally the power of Abbott Communications in case Billy partnered with Cain for future ventures. Meanwhile, on The Young and the Restless, Diane gets worried about Kyle's closeness with Audra. Audra is a notorious woman with devilish plans who has been colluding with Victor to plot against Kyle. However, Kyle's risky plans involve him getting closer to Audra, which worries his mother, Diane, and she warns him about the same. Further, Genoa took a hit when Cole Howard bid goodbye. Cole, whose health has been critical for a while, finally gives up and is declared dead. This tragic loss left Victoria and Claire in shock. Kyle learned about the news in a voicemail. However, the news couldn't reach everyone because of a network issue. Mariah's dark secret threatens to shatter her world in Genoa City. In the tangled web of Genoa City, some secrets ripple quietly beneath the surface, threatening to become a tidal wave. For Mariah Copeland, a woman known for her strength and honesty, a silent undercurrent of turmoil is about to pull her under, and it could destroy the life she has so carefully built with Tessa Porter. The crisis began on a fateful business trip, where the crushing pressure of work and a moment of profound loneliness led Mariah to drink more than she should have. A stranger, a new business associate named Holden Novak, approached with a disarming concern. In that moment of weakness, Mariah's moral boundaries blurred, leading to a night of unforgivable choices that has left an indelible scar on her soul. She knows that if the truth of that night ever comes to light, her world will collapse. Upon returning home, the change in Mariah was stark. The vibrant sparkle in her eyes vanished, replaced by a haunted, distant look. Every conversation with Tessa became strained. The intimacy they once cherished replaced by an unnerving silence. Tessa, with the sharp intuition of a loving partner, knew instantly that something was terribly wrong, but Mariah's evasions only deepened the chasm between them. The emotional distance grew, eventually pushing Mariah to leave their home, shutting out not only Tessa, but also her mother Sharon, her staunchest supporter. Into this vortex of silent suffering steps a master manipulator, Cain Ashby, now operating under the powerful guise of Aristotle Dumas. At a business event, his predatory instincts immediately zeroed in on Mariah's palpable instability. Having navigated his own world of deception, Cain recognized a soul caught in a trap. Through a series of skillfully probing conversations, he pressured the already fragile Mariah, who accidentally revealed just enough for him to piece together the devastating truth of her encounter with Holden Novak. Cain instantly saw the secret not as a tragedy, but as a golden opportunity. He realized this information was a powerful weapon, a master key to manipulate not only Mariah, but also the influential figures in her life, namely Sharon and Tessa. The situation escalates as Holden begins sending threatening messages to Mariah. hinting he will expose everything to Tessa. This relentless torment pushes Mariah to the brink of a complete breakdown. While Cain masterminds the pressure from the shadows, Tessa reaches her own breaking point. Heartbroken by the impenetrable walls Mariah has built, she begins to contemplate leaving Genoa City for good, unable to fight a secret she doesn't understand. At the same time, Cain makes his move. He approaches Mariah not with a threat, but with a chilling proposition: a deal with the devil. He will ensure her secret remains buried, but in exchange, she will owe him an unnamed favor, pulling her deeper into a world of intrigue she never wanted. Cornered, isolated, and on the verge of losing everything, Mariah is faced with an impossible choice. Does she accept Cain's dangerous offer and become a pawn in his power games, or risk confessing a truth that could cost her the love of her life? In Genoa City, every secret has its price, and Mariah is about to find out just how high it can be.